Nudity, no profanity. Don't send us anything that's going to offend us because we're not going to play it. I want to put it out there. You know, people can be funny. Anyway, ASSITEJ South Africa is an organization which operates as a networking platform for people with interest in theatre for children and young people. They'll be hosting a Theatre4Youth discussion in Durban. That's on the 20th of Jan. And then they go to the Free State on the 22nd of January in Bloemfontein. This discussion will include theatre makers, performers, schools, teachers and principals in a very open forum. And that will be open to anybody to talk to. The aim is to encourage the creation of new work for the benefit of young audiences. To shed more light on this forum, we're joined by Alison Green from the ASSITEJ here in Johannesburg. She is a coordinator here. Alison, good morning and welcome.
Morning, thanks Sam.
I think we're still in the early part of the year. Happy New Year and compliments of season to you.
Thank you, and to you.
Let's talk about why it was important to create a platform for all these different entities, bodies to come together and talk about something that I do think we don't discuss a lot about, Theatre for Youth.
Well, I think that's exactly the reason, is that all conversations that are happening are in isolation. So teachers have needs and want access to better ways in order to educate their learners, and theatre companies are creating work that may not reach the platforms that it needs to be shown on. So the idea is to try and get all these people together in a room to have a conversation and speak about how we can take this work further.
And when we have that discussion, is it about growing the market? Is it about understanding maybe what this market needs? Is it about, when I talk about growing the market, I'm also talking about more opportunities for youth, transfer of skills, all of those kind of things. And at the end of the day, how do we create a lucrative market so that everybody can have a piece from the pie?
Well, I think it's about all of the above. And it's a way to make it sustainable and to make it affordable and to reach a wider audience. The NSE is very kindly sponsoring these forums, and the idea is to meet all those platforms. So it's about creating sustainable audience for theatre, working with the youth and allowing them to access and to be able to work with theatre and the arts, as well as then creating an investment for teachers to be involved, for schools, education, on all those levels.
After this discussion, or maybe let me ask you this question, what are the benefits if we had to get the youth into theatre from a very young age?
I mean, they're huge. The benefits of allowing kids access to the arts and to theatre is huge. I think that what theatre does for a young child, or for anyone sort of in the stage of growing and learning, is that actually it transforms the way in which they engage with the world. And it allows them critical thinking and open platforms to then have sometimes very difficult discussions about all the issues that we're dealing with in South Africa, from poverty to race to gender discussions, as well as a tool for education around very pivotal issues in South Africa and their communities.
How do we bridge the gap between professional theatre and education? Because I do find that the one is the ugly step-cousin of the other.
Well, I think that's one of the things that we will be discussing in these forums and in these platforms, is to say, I think primarily a lot of theatre that's gone into education has been very preachy and very sort of prescriptive around the issues that it deals with. And what we're trying to do is to create a platform to create work which is accessible, which is cutting edge, which is innovative, and can help convey the ideas and the issues at the level that the learner is at. So we're looking at creating theatre for all the different levels, from babies all the way to teenagers, and allowing theatre practitioners to know that there's different ways of engaging on all those levels.
In my circle of friends, I mean, over the past December, we took our children to a lot of theatre productions.
It's so fantastic to hear. I'm very happy.
But I find that a lot of it has been rehashed stuff. Like, and I'm not saying that there isn't a market for it, but we weren't really open to the new things that were happening in December. We've taken them to the safe bets. How do we make sure, and that those were all sold out. In that environment, can we create new productions? Are there an opportunity for new things to come out when everybody seems to be running to the Peter Pans and the Cinderellas?
I think what is happening, which a lot of people are not aware of, is the work that is actually touring to schools and the innovation that is happening in those tours. Not all theatre that's being made is being housed in theatre structures. And what we are doing now within ASSITEJ Awards is we have an award which caters for that. So it's a new award this year that will be honouring the work that is created in the theatre structures for people to take their children to, but also the work that is touring schools and that is providing access to those schools on different sort of levels.
Alison Green, we're going to leave it there, but it would be great to get you back after these discussions to find out kind of what came out of those discussions. Alison Green, she's the Johannesburg coordinator for ASSITEJ, sharing more information on the Theatre4Youth discussions, which will be held in Durban on the 20th of Jan and Bloemfontein on the 22nd of January.